right. So now for this one, it says, let me move my face. It says for the scale factors between 0 and 1, the image is smaller than the pre-image. So the final image is going to be smaller than the pre-image. And so that means it will shrink. Okay? That means it will shrink. And so what they're saying is, it says, look at the arrow. That's this thing here. And we're going to go through the same process, but now the scale factor, what's the scale factor? Based on what you see on the screen. Yep, you could convert it. It's 1/2, or you can think of it as 0.5. So what I'm going to do is methodically go through and find each point and then graph it. Okay? So we're going to go through and find each point and then graph it, and then we're going to multiply the x and y coordinates, and then we're going to go from there. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm multitasking. So let's start, and I'm just going to go around the thing here. I need one dark color here. All right. So this point here, what's this point here? 0,5. And then what's this point here? Actually, you know what I'm going to do is, because you guys will have the answers in the book, I'm going to put it in I want to make sure I'm going in the exact same order as the book. You guys are talking a little too much. Sorry, I'm looking up the... All right, cool. So in the book, they actually do different points, but 0 point... So I know what's going to happen. You guys are going to maybe look at the answers in the back of the book and get confused. So let me just stick to... They had 0.5 as the second one, so we'll put 0, 5, not 0.5, 0, 5 here. They do the 4, 2 here, and I think they just rotate around. So 4, 2 here, 0, 5 here. I think the next point, what's this point? This point here. -4, 2. What about this point here? Well, think about it. You're going to go 1, 2 in the negative x direction, then you're going to go up 2 in the positive y direction. So it'd be -2x, right, for the x, and then a +2 for y. All right. What about this point here? Well, we're going to go -2 from the origin. I'm going to go 1, 2. How many do I go up or down? 4. For this point here? Yeah. You're not. So we go 0, right? What about this point here? What do I do in the x direction? -2, good. Now to get from, so I start at the origin, I go -2 in the x direction. Now what do I do in the y direction? Down 4, which is -4. And then what's this point here? Wait a second. Somehow, oh, I don't need this point. I don't need this point. I was like, what in the world? I mean, that's a point on there for sure. It would work, but I don't need this point. Okay, I see why you were saying the other thing. So yeah, it'd be -2, -4. Mr. Adams is just I'm gonna do all the points. 2, -4. That's this one here. If I go over 2, down 4, and then lastly this point. I was wondering why I was running out of spots. And then what's this point here? 2, 2. Sorry. First problem of the day for Mr. Adams. All right, so now I'm going to multiply those by 1/2. So you can multiply by 1/2, and I heard somebody say 0.5. That's fine. I'm going to show you how to do this on the calculator. But, I mean, you should know that 1/2 of 4 is 2 and stuff, you know. Yes. Oh, you know what? I had a student clean the board. I think they weren't even thinking. They just erased the whole thing. Anyways, let's focus on math. I haven't said it in a while since you guys started tracking it. So 4 times 1/2. Remember, you could pull up the graph, or I mean, you could pull up the fraction thingy like this. So 4 times 1 over 2 is how you would do this on your graphing calculator. I know, but when we get to this next one, I want to make sure that you guys understand how to do it. So this one is going to be 2, 1. What's this one going to be? Well, what's 1/2 of 0? 0. What's 1/2 of 5? 2.5. All right, well, maybe I need to calm down. And then this would be negative 2, 1. What's the next one? Negative 1, 1. We could do negative 1, negative 2. The next one will be 1, negative 2. And then 1, 1. Is that right? Did Mr. Adams get them all right? More than likely. So now let's graph these points. So I'm going to go over 2, up 1. That's a point. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a different color because there's a lot of black points there. So let's do a different color so that way. So that is 2, 1. That's the first point. Oops, I got to do the drawing thingy. So we're going to do 2, oh, that's annoying. All right, so now I'm going to do 0, 2.5, so that's about right here, right? And then I'm going to do negative 2, 1, that's here. Then I'm going to, and let me start connecting these so I can start to see the image. So from here to here, right? And then from here to here, or like that, right? And then the next point is going to be negative 1, 1. That's going to go there. Negative 1, negative 2. So I go negative 1 down, negative 2. Then 1, 2. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go over to the right 1, down negative 2. And then right here. So those are all the points that I've plotted. Guys, there's a lot of chit-chat, and it's not about math, so stay focused. I realize it's Friday. Quite frankly, I don't care. I want you guys to learn. All right. Did you guys get what I got? All right, so now we're going to answer some questions, but what is this 1/2? Do you guys remember what that 1/2 represents? Yeah, so it says, how does the dilation affect the length of the side of the line segments? So here's what I mean by that. This side length is 1, 2, 3, 4 units. The corresponding side length is 1, 2. What is that? It's exactly half. So they are 1/2. 1 over 2, the length. And if we're going to be kind of fancy, we're going to say the length of what? Of the pre-image. Right, pre-image is what we start with. All right, it says, how would a dilation with a scale factor of 1 affect the pre-image? Yes?
So the scale factor is 1, and you're just multiplying all the numbers by 1, so it just like stays the same.
Very good. The student, I don't know if the microphone picked that up. The student said, so like the scale factor is like 1, and you multiply all the coordinates by 1, and so that would stay exactly the same.
That's not how I talk. That's offensive. And you say that you don't bully us. Don't say that. Exactly.
Guys, they stay the same. That's how you guys sound to me. Wow, I can't believe you guys would personally attack me when I'm just trying to educate you.